The federal government has confirmed all Australian troops have now been withdrawn from Afghanistan. For more on this, let's go to SBS political correspondent Pablo Vinales, who joins us now from Parliament House in Canberra. Pablo, this withdrawal comes sooner than anticipated.
Yeah, Ricardo, good evening. It was a pretty low-key confirmation that the last of the remaining Australian troops serving in Afghanistan have left. This has been the nation's longest war, lasting 2 decades. 39,000 Australian soldiers served. 41 were killed. Now, a few weeks ago, the last of the troops flew out from Hamid Karzai International Airport in Kabul. The withdrawal comes well before the September 11 deadline. Here's the Defence Minister confirming that today.
We've had 1,500 troops there. Recently, the number got down to 80, and we've now withdrawn from Afghanistan, and that marks a very significant contribution. That doesn't mean that we won't be a part of campaigns with the United States, perhaps involving the SAS or Special Forces, where we deem that to be in our national interest or in the interests of our allies. For now, though, that campaign has come to an end.
And Pablo, what does this mean for the hundreds of Afghans that helped Australian forces?
Well, Ricardo, the Taliban is continuing its territorial gains in the country, and there are grave concerns for the interpreters, aid workers and contractors that helped the Allied forces. Last week, former Prime Minister John Howard, who actually committed Australia into this war, told SBS World News that we have the moral obligation to help those Afghans. One veteran who served in Afghanistan told me today that the government needs to do more.
We need to maintain our moral responsibility, let alone authority, to be able to support those who supported us. And my anger at this comes for the fact, like I said before, we withdrew our combat forces many years ago, and we still are now only playing catch-up at the very end.
Now, the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, says the federal government is working with a high level of urgency on this. Ricardo, on another note, the Defence Minister also said today he wants there to be a day of national commemoration for those Australians who served in Afghanistan. Ricardo.